Global Affairs Analyst Calvin Dark joins me from Washington, D.C. to talk this through. Thank you so much for joining us on World Now. Let me get your initial reaction to this horrific and grim news.
Horrific is right, and this is a tragedy, of course, for the families, that community and city, the nation, of course, because as we saw with political leaders coming in, like physically there to express their condolences, and then just around the world, hearing about the senseless, horrific killing of so many people, most of them children. It's horrible.
Well, it was said that the killer was dismissed from police force earlier this year and was facing trial on drugs charges. Was there any possibility to have known how dangerous it was for dealing in drugs?
Well, I think that the investigation will show what role drugs played, what role, his impending legal troubles that he had before this incident, occurred. But, I think sometimes one of the things that I know in this country it happens, and I'm sure it happens everywhere, we want to find an answer because it seems so senseless. And it could just be that this was someone who reacted violently to, whatever was going on with him. But I think that'll be part of the investigation to see exactly what role some of his legal troubles and drugs played.
Mm. Well, mass shootings are relatively rare in Thailand. There are around 10 million privately owned guns in the country of 70 million people. This brings to the fore, once again, the elephant in the room, the gun laws. And this is much of a debate in your country as well. Where do you stand on the issue of gun laws?
Well, as it relates to my country, there is a proliferation of guns that I don't agree with. And I also don't agree with, the stance from those who want more guns in this country. You base it in our Second Amendment. I don't think our Second Amendment was written to provide weapons of mass destruction to individuals. But I know in this country there is a huge lobby against even the slightest reform of how our gun laws are. What I do think may happen in Thailand, it usually happens everywhere but the United States, is that if it's seen that gun laws fed into this and they need to be changed, I think they would. For some reason in this country, when we have mass shootings on the level that we have, it never really ends up with substantive reform.
Well, let me also quickly get your reactions to a related story of a stabbing in the United States by a 32-year-old man who allegedly stabbed 8 people in Las Vegas Boulevard on Thursday morning. Why do you think this terroristic act is a commonplace in the U.S.?
Well, when it comes to guns, as I mentioned, there's a proliferation of guns that I think is inexcusable. But also, one of the things that we're seeing here in this country is just a rise in violence and crime. And as people in the United States, around the world, know that Las Vegas is a tourist area, and it's just a horrific thing because from what I've seen in the reports, there wasn't any specificity that this appeared to be random, and that could have been anybody visiting, any tourist. So I think we really need to look at this country, what's causing this level of crime, and what we can do about it to make sure that these types of things don't happen again.
Well, thank you very kindly. Very much all the time that you've always given us the time to give us analyses on some of the issues that are happening around the world. Global Affairs Analyst Calvin Dark from Washington, United States. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's bring you an update on the Las Vegas, where 2 people have been killed and 6 others injured in a stabbing attack, while the suspect has been taken into custody by the police. According to a statement by Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, one of the victims was pronounced dead at the scene and another at the University Medical Center. And 3 of the victims were in critical condition, while the police recovered a large kitchen knife from the scene. The suspect has so far been taken into custody by a combination of hotel security and LVMPD officers. The suspect, identified as Yone Barrios, a 32-year-old, was booked into the Clark County Detention Center, 2 counts of open murder and 6 counts of attempted murder. His initial court appearance was scheduled for Friday afternoon.